And we'll
Andy and Seth are
we'll
not.
get these guys a copy, but
No, Seth, is there?
As I was walking up, Jill.
I think what I heard, Jake, is he said, Jake's coming today. I can't make it, I'm sorry. When he comes to you later, you know, like,
right.
what did you show up for me? What the heck? I don't know. Guessing Seth had softball tonight.
I hope so.
That could be.
Yeah.
You know that we changed from third Wednesday to Thursday for baseball and softball.
Yeah.
What are they playing?
Oh, you're young now?
Yes.
They're playing in town.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
because Amy had texted today and said that they were playing at 6:30, so.
it was our first game got posted.
We haven't made ours up yet. I think ours might, I don't know when it is. Brady medicine, that's right.
Are you thinking with any luck, you just go ahead and cancel?
But probably been okay if this one got canceled. Almost got 18 that age.
Oh, our basic one is the 26th in Smith,
Oh,
Friday the 26th. Against Ottawa. We must have a vocal concert or something the night we were all supposed
oh,
to.
did they?
Yeah. So,
I didn't know why they got,
huh?
I didn't know why it was postponed.
Yeah, I think all their games they were supposed to have that night.
No.
Ashley, who hit the solo home run for the boys for Westwood last night?
Braxton Smith.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Okay.
first inning,
What's that?
first inning.
Yeah, first inning. I heard it because we were over at the softball field and all of a sudden I heard it hit the bleachers and
Yeah.
so. Wind was blowing out for the boys, wind was blowing in for the girls. I mean, you should have seen that ball. I mean, softball would just hang up there.
Oh.
And it just like, it was like floating back.
There was no such thing as a routine fly ball.
No, there was not.
Even at the College World Series, they were saying that yesterday.
Oh, gosh, yeah, that would be a tough one to see.
They were definitely playing, and that was unbelievable, like supposedly the best college guys in the nation. You know,
Oh, yeah.
Some trouble with it.
Yeah, so that would have been Texas and Georgia,
Yeah.
Georgia
Texas.
and Alabama, because Bama won, and they're playing North Carolina championship.
Oklahoma's playing.
Or Oklahoma, yeah, that's right,
Yeah.
yeah, Oklahoma and Georgia.
Oklahoma beat Georgia.
Yep.
And North Carolina beat West Virginia.
I think they had the first game Saturday.
And then just for your trivia, this is North Carolina's 13th appearance in the College World Series,
Oh,
and they have yet to win it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if they don't win it, they will take over second place for the most times there without
without
winning
it.
it.
So a bunch of years ago, we were down at the old Rosenblatt, and we were standing in the line for Vestos, and Coach Roy Williams, basketball coach, was right in front of us, like, getting ice cream. So I got a picture with Roy Williams, in the Vestos ice cream.
Pretty good deal. And just in case you make it for, odd inning trivia, sometime next year, the team that has the most times there without winning is Florida State.
Oh, is it?
That's usually one of the trivia questions they bring up,
Oh, sure.
so. Trying to give you inside information.
Inside information for next.
Yeah, so if you're over there, you have to race ferry to the answer desk.
Yeah, I like breaking enough to stand when it's so close to it and run
Throw out
around
their
there.
back into the-
Ah, makes it fun. And just some personal stuff, the local colleges
Yeah.
have a host for all the teams.
Oh, really?
And it used to be, now it's, with everything else, it can be a male, it can be a female, but years ago, when I was younger, it was always a female, it was a college, or it was,
A post form?
World Series, sweetheart. My wife was a College World Series sweetheart,
Oh, really?
so.
Still befuddled how you got her, Todd.
I just started bringing up points like that to people, other people were like, wow. She hosted like a D1 college baseball team and she ended up marrying you. I can't remember.
At like kind of a meeting
I
door.
should know it.
Yep.
Roll call, please. Their third baseman was a pro for years.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to say it, come on. All right. Okey doke. Director Burke,
Here.
Director Lee,
Here.
Director Green,
Here,
and Director Clayton and Director Steinhoff are absent.
Need a motion for the approval of the agenda.
I'll make a motion for the approval of the agenda.
second.
All in favor?
Oh, I got a motion and a second for the approval agenda as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Open forum. It's the Jake show. Jake.
All right. Well, I've got the renewal for the school's insurance with EMC for the school safety group program. Handed out handouts here. So changes from for this upcoming year that they are implementing are deductible on the crime deductible is being increased from the $0 deductible to $250 deductible on a couple lines, and I'll show that when we get there. The inland marine deductible is increasing from $250 to $500. So that is the scheduled equipment coverage that we have on the policy. There is the continuation of the storm protection fund, which you guys enrolled in last year, which was the SPF 25. So they're calling it the SPF 26 program this year. And then also the 1% wind hail deductible is going to apply towards the grandstand and the baseball, softball concessions new building. Once it gets over $500,000, they do apply that as a 1% wind hail deductible. But we'll talk about how the SPF 26 fund is going to help reduce that deductible if we were to have some sort of catastrophe.
1% of 1% of what?
1% of the insuring value. So for wind and hail is what that applies to only.
1% with 1% for
Um, 1% of the insuring value. So if I think when we get to that portion, like the baseball, softball field concessions, we have it insured for a little over $600,000. It would have a $6,000 hail deductible for it.
Okay.
Yep. But again, with that SPF 26 or the storm protection fund coverage, we would have a lower deductible because of the enrollment in that fund. So.
What's the inland marine deductible? What's inland? I don't know.
Yeah, inland marine, so it's an old terminology, it just means scheduled equipment coverage.
Okay.
So it dates back to when they used to, when people would bring goods into inland versus out in the ocean type of thing. So inland marine is just scheduled equipment coverage.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what ocean thing did we do there?
That's correct, yep.
I was confused.
No problem. So first section of the policy or that we're talking about is going to be our the commercial property coverage. So we have the bus barn, the bus garage, then we have the building with all its contents, along with property in the open. So that would be our wireless playground equipment, fencing, football fields, bleachers, scoreboard, goalposts, dugouts, etc. So all those coverages, we do have replacement coverage on everything there for it. I should back up. We do have a $5,000 deductible for any type of fire, broken water pipe, etc. 1% deductible would apply towards the school building, its contents, the concession, crow's nest at the football field, along with the new baseball, softball field concessions, restrooms, building.
Is there a depreciation on each one of that numbers too?
No, we would have replacement coverage on all the buildings.
There's no depreciation.
There's no depreciation. They would probably do a recoverable depreciation, meaning they would pull back until something is fully repaired. Generally, that's about 20% is what they do on recoverable depreciation. But once repairs are done, then they would give those funds out, type of thing. Now, I guess there would be depreciation on building roofs that are over 15 years old. At least the school building, it's been within 15 years that we've done all the building, correct? Because we did the original part the addition, this last year, and then 5, 6, 7 years ago, 12, it was 12 years ago. Okay, it's been that long. Okay, so the building roofs would, at least on the school, have replacement coverage because they're all within under that 15-year mark.
No depreciation, is that
Correct. That's correct. Yep. Now, a couple years ago, they did add the cosmetic damage exclusion for metal roofs, so they are not paying for hail dents on roofs unless there is water intrusion. That was added, I think, 2-3 years ago that they added that cosmetic damage. So things that we did add this last year, we did increase the coverage for the concessions crow's nest. That went up $1.6 million. And then we did add the baseball, softball fields, restroom concession stands. That is line item number 2-6. Overall, coverage that went up was ultimately about 2.3 million coverage of adding building coverage onto there. They did do a automatic inflationary increase for all the buildings in contents, about 4.5%. Last year's insuring value we're at $47,362,000. As you see, this year we're at $51,819,000 coverage.
And $33.
And $33.
Make sure it's $33.
Commercial general liability is the next portion there. So we have a $2 million general liability policy with $4 million aggregate. Those limits remain the same. So no changes on any of our general liability coverage that we have there. The next section on there is our linebacker, or they call it the public officials and employment practice liability coverage. That limit remains at $2 million as well, with a $1,000 deductible on it. Our next section is the pollution liability coverage. Those limits and deductible remain the same as well. Crime coverage. This is the coverage that did have a couple deductible changes. So the forgery or alteration used to be a $0 deductible. The same with theft of inside the premise and outside the premise. Those both used to be $0 deductibles as well. Those all changed to a $250 deductible on those. Now, the employee theft coverage and the computer funds transfer fraud, those deductibles remain the same as what they were. Limits also remain the same, so there's no change on any of those. The business auto section on here, deductibles remain the same. They are still doing replacement coverage on all transportation vehicles that are 10 years or newer. So we do have replacement coverage on those. We did add a couple Ford Transits this last year. And then we just added 2 new buses. They are not showing on the list. I know Jay and I added those, and Billy added those buses just this last week on those.
And these are the actual values of the buses, the bigger, and these aren't depreciated either.
These are the values that they're associating with them, so that if there was Replacement coverage on that 2025, let's say blue bus van, they will pay $180,000 to replace a new bus for that amount, or 80,000. I did update the driver's list. Jay and I, Billy, and Billy, I updated the drivers here. So that is a current list on that. And again, there's the 2 brand new buses that were just added this week on there.
Question that I just started wondering, for, these are all route drivers.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to have anything for people that drive school vehicles?
So,
Like someone that works in our maintenance that does not drive a route, but they drive, say, a pickup from here to there.
they would be, yes, we should have them if they're driving it a couple times a week or more than like we may have a school, or I'm sorry, we may have a teacher that it maybe drives once or twice a year, right? So
Yeah.
they would be covered under that. But if it's someone that is driving regularly, we should have them listed as drivers. So if there's
That
any
makes sense.
maintenance or coaches that are driving to and from games and to different practices or scrimmages, et cetera, we probably should list them as drivers as well.
Let's see, is this the current driver's list? Kenny Evans is on there. Has he?
Well, he hasn't resigned yet.
Oh, he's in nursing home. Okay, okay.
Probably everybody on our list for the that's joint testing. Guessing
Yeah,
he's still.
yeah.
So after a while, then how does that come off then? Does it? How's that thing?
Well-
I mean, not that it makes a difference.
We need some kind of communication from him that
I don't think that's gonna,
that's not gonna happen. Okay.
but I'm just busy, just letting you know, I guess. Don't matter.
If you need to contact with someone that's with them, I can give you a phone number too. So.
Okay.
So yeah, deductibles, like I said, those all remain the same. Last year, I think I showed the very first page, they did go from, the glass coverage went from a $0 deductible to a $500 glass deductible. So that was something that occurred last year. So that $500 glass deductible remains the same on that one. Just an FYI, I know that we're on a lot of gravel roads, and anytime we get a cracked windshield or anything like that, I know that the state law requires you to get it fixed or replaced as soon as possible.
So each window that has to be repaired is $500.
If it's got to be replaced, it's a $500 deductible. If it's a just a chip repair, I think it's still a $0 deductible. Replacement is a $500 deductible. The next section is that inland marine coverage or the scheduled equipment coverage there. So that was a $250 deductible. That went to a $500 deductible. So this would be all the items that we have listed at least for scheduled equipment. I don't know if we can get that to Justin just to verify the equipment list.
Yeah, he needs to see this. Keep making sure that's all.
The next section is our workers' comp. This is where we're going to see big savings that we had from years past. So last year's experience mod was at 1.78, decreasing to a 1.09. So huge kudos on that. It's a 71% decrease on the workers' comp experience modification there. So I did also show the previous year's experience mod for the last 5 years to show what that is. So we're trending in the right way, and we'll be able to show that as well on the kind of the claims history on this. So The payroll is based off last year's audits. They used it for this year, so if there's a change in the payroll, they will, do the audit at the end of each policy term, so that'll be coming up from SFM Insurance here shortly. The next section is the umbrella. So we do have, with EMC, we have a $3 million umbrella that goes over the $2 million of liability coverage, which gets us to $5 million of liability coverage with EMC. The next section will show that we have a $10 million excess liability that goes over that. So essentially, again, that goes from $5 million of coverage to now we have $15 million of coverage. I think we upped that a couple of years ago. It was 5 million, I think 2 to 3 years ago, and then we increased it to a $10 million. I will tell you that there was an increase in the premium for the excess liability because there was 3 different incidents within the school program that went over that 5 million, got into that $10 million incident. And they're mostly automobile accidents. There is the one that happened up north in our area with the girls basketball team. That is going to be a very large loss for the EMC group on that, it looks like. So, cyber liability is the next coverage that we have. So we have a $2 million cyber liability coverage on there. So all these limits remain the same. I did update. The next page goes through the claims history that are out there. So it showed the last 5 years of claims. That does not reflect the hail claim that we just submitted on Monday for all vehicles. So this was claims as of June 3rd when I ran the reports. And we did submit a claim for the school on all the vehicles that were hailed. Overall, you can see, like, workers' comp, we're trending in the right direction the last couple of years on there. So.
And just to go back one page, you don't have to turn back to this cyber liability. We have incidents cyber-wise that happen sometime about once a month, sometimes more that happen. We clear everything and we've done a lot of changes with the bank and such. Michael has kept all of our servers and everything else out of the wind. So we do everything we can, but it's great to have that insurance.
Yeah. I mean, I've had a customer that did have a cyber breach and they took $600,000 out of their bank account. So, it's a phishing type of deal. And it was, they actually called in and they cloned the phone number of the bank and acted just like a bank employee, yada, 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 and they got in and took quite a bit of money.
They gotta have a verification phone number to call back on, don't they? That's why we do it.
Yep. Yeah, they're very good, is what they were. So, the next section is the dividends. So this last year, we were able to deliver a dividend for the first time since 2017, 2018 policy period. So EMC, under their school program, was finally able to make money and give dividends back to all the schools that are part of the program. So we're able to give back a dividend of $8,100 to the school there. Like I said, that was the first time since the 2017, 2018 policy period that they were able to do that dividend. Last section is the premiums from last year to this year. If you look at the property that increases due to the added property coverage that we added to the policy here. The workers' comp is going to show a big decrease, about 27% decrease overall on things. The automobile section there, we did have a couple of vehicles, vans that we added this last year. General liability had a slight increase. So did the linebacker coverage. But overall, I mean, I would say relatively flat on some of these coverages. The overall premium increase from last year to this year is less than 0.5% from last year, from this year to last year. The EMC did give us a couple of options to look at as far as helping save some additional money on a couple different lines there. The linebacker coverage, currently we have a $2,500 deductible. If we wanted to look at going to a $5,000 deductible, we would save about $1,900 a year. If you wanted to go to a $10,000 deductible, it would save you about $4,300 a year. I guess when I look back, the last time we had a linebacker or public officials deduct or claim, it's been over 5 years ago. I think there was one 7 or 8 years ago, I think, on that one. So that would be an option to look at, going to a higher deductible to have some savings going forth. I guess if you were to do a $5,000 deductible, you would essentially save that additional $2,500 out of pocket, within a year and a half, I guess, on that. EMC also provided another quote to increase your overall liability coverage from $15 million in coverage to $20 million in coverage. That additional premium would be about $4,900 a year if you want to go with $20 million in coverage. Again, they had 3 incidents that dipped into, are going to be dipping into that $15 million coverage for 3 different school districts.
Say that again, what's that for then?
That's the employment practice, but also public officials coverage is what it is as well.
Public, actually,
You guys and the administration is what it would be for.
protection from what?
Lawsuits from
So some schools sues the school board because
Yeah.
they did whatever.
or administration, et cetera.
What fund does this premium come out of?
Management. I don't think it would hurt to offset the $10,000 deductible via and then add 5 million on for the excess liability. It's something that we talked a lot about at our superintendent's meetings. And obviously the wreck that happened is a big topic of it, to keep the school safe or safer.
Protected, I would say. Liability.
Yeah, you'd be essentially a $550 net increase if you were to look at doing that.
Yeah, whatever.
So we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I know.
You bet. Come on. That's all I had for the insurance. Any other questions on that?
I said earlier, our insurance is only as good as our agent.
What I'm here for.
Okay.
Second item he's got.
I had one other item, so I wanted to propose to the school board. So we have the Blue and Gold Bash coming up or Blue and Gold golf outing coming up in July. I talked to another person that heads up Heelan's big bash that they do each year. And one of the items that they do is a sponsorship on their court that they auction off each year. It's a 1-year auction item that they do, and it's vinyl stickers that they put on the basketball court. And it's on both sides of the court to face, one side of the gym and then one face the other one. So I did get some numbers. Avery Brothers Signs does it. It's usually about a 6 foot long vinyl sticker, probably 3 to 4 foot tall, that they would do. And they auction that off at their big bash each year. So we were thinking, I was talking with Tom, Thompson and I were talking about seeing if that would be an option that the school board would let us do to auction off to that. It would be subject to the, any logo, final print kind of thing would have to be school board approved. The cost of it would come out of what the money that we receive for the sponsorship. I will, so I know that a couple of the people that have won it in the past was Fremont Tire, bought it the last 2 years. Fremont Tire did the Healing one. 2 years ago, they paid $49,000. Last year, they paid $53,000 because they got a bidding war with the O'Goran family, yada, yada, yada. I don't think we're gonna get that type of money, but it's a low cost item that I think we could generate some money to get done. And sounds like the vinyl to get it done and to get it on the floor would be between $700 to $900 is what Avery Brothers told me for it. We would put a minimum bid amount or I guess reserve that someone would have to bid to get to put their name onto the floor, basically.
Where's the money? What's the fundraiser then?
This would be for the athletic boosters, and that money would be spread amongst all the sports, I guess.
Have you talked to the boosters about this?
I've not talked to the boosters. I talked to Tom.
Did you talk to Cass
Nope,
about doing it?
nope. So,
I would just say, I don't know if this is the right time, but I think you should take it to them first, like at the meeting.
sure.
If we're doing it for basketball, I assume we're doing it, obviously on the court.
Well, it would be a year-long sponsorship that would go on the floor, and it would
Season to season.
season to season. It would basically
I
be.
think we should have their input and their stuff, and then we can auction it like during homecoming week or whatever, and still have it in for the season.
Well, I would say that you wouldn't do it. It would be before that, so that way it was on for volleyball, et cetera.
When would you auction this deal off?
It would be at the Blue and Gold Golf outing, July 25th.
Do you think they would maybe do 2 different sponsorships because the East Gym has
Potentially.
varsity competition
Yeah.
as well?
Yeah, potentially, I think you could. I mean, I know that Heelan also auctioned off their, there's different ways that you can look at doing it too. I mean, you could look at auctioning off, Heelan auctioned off their popcorn boxes to put a logo on it. And it goes to all their sporting events and all that stuff. Some business paid $25,000 to be on their popcorn boxes. So. But I can take it back to the athletic boosters, see what they have to say.
I would be more comfortable. For me, I think it's a good idea. I think it'd be more comfortable if we had their input and
Sure.
and Cass's too to say, yeah, we want this on the floor. We don't want this on the floor. I would assume that nobody's got a problem with it.
Sure.
I did one or two when I was looking at like, so what do they do? Like if Larry's Liquor Store decides they're going to spend $75,000.
Again, it would be subject to the approval of the school board is what it would be. So if you had someone that you don't approve, then you don't approve it and they don't get the money or they don't have to pay, you move on.
We have policy.
I guess I wondered if we had something that can line for method.
Yeah, all print, because Avery Brothers said that they would, basically, they said, well, if we can get the blueprints of what your floor looks like, we would be able to digitize it, show it, hey, this is what it would look like, size-wise, rendition-wise, type of thing, and say, this is exactly what it would be, where you wanted it, and it's subject to your approval.
And it's a sticker on the floor that comes off, and they don't have to do any maintenance or.
Nope, and it would just be year-to-year type of deal, it'd just be 1 year deal.
How long, do you know how long they even said it'd take? I mean, like, I was just thinking, I feel more comfortable if those guys had a say in it
Yeah,
before we approved it, but we don't know how long it would, you know, when, if we don't do it for the golf outing, can we get it done before?
yeah, I think you could get it done somewhere else. I think it was just, we were thought about it doing it at the golf outing and then trying to get that advertising out. So that way if some businesses or families or whatever wanted to make that bid for it, I mean, it doesn't have to be a business. It could be a family that says, yeah, I want to, you know, Joe Smith family, you know, or something. So.
Tiger Memorial.
Tiger Memorial, yeah.
Kind of thing.
So, I mean, I can take it to the boosters. Well, we'll just get you on the phone. We'll just call you and just.
What would Port Mill be willing to do and have for?
We'll just, they have those phone calls, and we just call you and say, oh yeah, so-and-so bid it up there. Dan, we need another 1,000.
I mean, it'd be interesting to see what we,
Yeah, I don't know.
we're not gonna give it, even gets, they got that.
No,
And there's those supporters that they're gonna pay whatever because they want, you know.
sure.
So you might wanna, consider that of how, if they're not present, if they would maybe mail in a bid.
Well, I think it'd be a mail-in, or if there's someone that, if we do get some interest, that we could have them on the phone call. Like I said, that Agorum family that was bidding on it before, they lived in Minneapolis, and someone was just on the phone.
And that one sponsor then would be on both ends, or would consider two sponsors?
You would do both ends. Like the way that I would see it, and I think I sent Jay a picture, was there was kind of one
Yeah, we had.
upper corner and the other one would be on the other corner. That way,
Of the same contract, or same person?
same person, yeah. Because it would be, it would be the same person.
Like I say, we're in that position too, where you can have
Two gyms.
two gyms. I don't know if that's gonna be,
Yeah.
you can pick your gym,
Yeah, you could.
maybe with, basically you're gonna have volleyball for a varsity sport, you can have JV or junior high basketball in one, and then you can have your varsity basketball in the other.
And if you got,
the rest of it, you have to cut out so that it shows, cut the mats out. You'd be right there when she left it.
Yeah.
But,
and if you got into a bidding war and someone wanted to do one on the East Gym and one wanted to do on the main gym, maybe the Athletic Boosters gets one with some of the money, and maybe the Education Foundation gets the other one.
So you get with Cass,
Cass.
and we'll have Cass get with me, and I'll notify the board, and give the tentative heads up. The board would approve going forward at their July board meeting, which is the 15th,
Okay.
which is before the event.
Sure.
And so, but then you would be able to advertise people,
Okay.
get that word out there.
Okay.
Who do you think, I mean, I would think good insurance is gonna be one of the things you might be interested in.
You know, yeah.
Port Neal Welding.
Port Neal Welding. I'll probably lose to Port Neal Welding. So.
Bird construction.
Bird construction.
Sign off. Yeah, you got a few.
I think there's,
So
yeah.
You got some, that's why I thought maybe a logo means this, we ain't got $50,000 donators.
So,
Have one on-
What you need to do is print yourself up with one of the other ones and say together, and we want.
Do they have vinyl stickers for the wrestling mats?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wonder if I'm sure they
I don't
could.
do that.
Yeah.
There been, we go to school, some schools where, to me, it's obvious that somebody bought the mat for them because they have their name on the mat.
Or they just a sponsor, I've
Yeah.
seen it, like, I know that's gonna be the way they have logos on their maps.
You got
Or font.
Twin Valley right up the road here too.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
50,000, so.
Barry already said he had the minimum bid. I'll get with Cass and have them talk with the boosters and
Yeah.
get their approval and.
I out of courtesy, asked the basketball coach, and I think they would say,
I would think that would be part of the deal, yes.
I mean, I don't think they're gonna, oh, no, we don't want a sticker on our floor, I think they'd be passive at
Well,
that.
who's the committee, who's your committee then? This athletic boosters committee, that's who you're representing?
Yes, well, I guess, yeah, I was, part of the blue and gold, golf, Tom, I was helping Tom with
They
it.
definitely have to be part of the athletic.
Yeah. But it would be towards the staff athletic boosters that they would get all. And that's what, the blue and gold bash is for, is
Yeah.
blue and gold golf outings for athletic boosters, so.
Then I'll work on, trying to look here, trying to find if we have a picture of the gym floor as it was designed
Yeah,
for Avery.
Yep, for Avery, yep,
Yeah.
yep.
You can take a picture on your phone.
Yeah, that's what I thought about, yeah, if we went up there. But they kind of asked us, like, if you have like the original blueprint to like seat down on it, we'd be able to like scale it, like this is the spot.
You could take a picture of that and go to AI.
I think similar with
And
that,
put exactly what you want on that
Yep.
photo.
Oh, yeah.
because when we read them before, but they've got to have done now. We're in store,
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Yeah, thank you.
The consent agenda here, got the two, board meeting minutes in there. That you had to look at, our traditional, key measures and the monthly fund report. I also have in there, which we'll talk during my time a little bit, the ISFIS CFPM model of finance. And we'll talk about that soon. And the activity funds, we do, as Melissa says in here, have some negatives. I know quite a few have been looking some concession stands, baseball, softball to help get out. And
So what do we do if they don't? If we, do they have to be up to a zero?
we have enough in the total account to make sure that they have enough to get through the year, but then they will have to get some fundraising or whatever they do.
You put in the zero amount and then they go, like I said, I remember years and years ago, I had to go in, usually at the end of June when I was ADing and say, all right, take this and put it in here, take this, put it in here, and then when we, after we get zeroed out, the next one, come back and put it the other way back and it'll start with negative, whatever, I don't know if we still, I don't know if that was completely the way we're supposed to do it or if that's what we still did or not.
We were doing really good last month, as you remember, and then, bills came in that each of these activities had something going on and not as good as we wanted to be, so they've got some work to do. No, I don't see the bills in.
I must forgot that one. I was looking. Okay,
So she'll get the bills in there for you.
yeah, sorry, I thought that.
Looks like they need to have car washes and some of that stuff.
Yeah.
They need to have raise money for their.
Yeah, we'll
Do that now.
no, we'll do it later.
Anything, like, go help bail hay somewhere,
Hey, do that, deal.
make it dry.
I printed them, I just forgot to upload them.
Actually,
It's
that
saved
would
them
have
at
thrown
a
up
computer.
into the law.
That'd be child abuse, no?
That's all done, isn't it?
Yeah,
Walking beans.
oh yeah, a lot of that,
So we'll
yeah, you're on it, buddy.
Take a-
Thanks to do.
take a motion for that. She'll upload them. Let us know if you have any questions on that.
So we need a
consent agenda?
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Correct.
I move that we approve the consent agenda as listed.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. All in
Aye.
favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. New business.
All right. Reports for Shelby, she couldn't be here tonight, but we did want you to look at, and we'll have this as a motion in our next board meeting, the transitional kindergarten placement guidelines. This is something that's gonna help her out tremendously, that she put together, with a capacity load of how many kids should be in that program. And it is really based on what's in the kindergarten classrooms. So keeping at 70% or less of what's already in kindergarten. So we have the smaller class size, and then a little bit of the criteria that it takes to be within the transitional kindergarten program. And she's got all that listed out for you, just 3 pages of light reading.
And who makes these? This is the state. Makes
This
these?
is Shelby.
Oh,
Shelby put this together for us, yeah. She wants to use that for next year.
Oh. Okay, do we have to,
Nothing tonight, it'll be on July. So just take a look at that and we can,
well, that might, do we require more teachers or not?
nope,
Okay.
Nope,
that's
this-
all I wanted.
current program.
Good.
What's it look like for, I can't seem to get the document to come up. What's our enrollment for kindergarten and transition kind of look like for next year? We got.
It's not on there, but we're, next year, all of them are about the same size. So we almost has like 3 sections of kindergarten. There's one, because of movements that we've had at the end of the year, I think it's 16, 14, and 13. Transitional is the 13, I think is where she ended.
43 total.
Yeah. But only traditionally, the 2 kindergarten sections would move on to first grade, so. And then transitional from the former year, hop in, so, yeah. So in her scenario in this document, if one class had 21 and the other class had 22, 70% of that would cap out at 14 for the transitional. And we just had she had a few hiccups this year. That always happens to a newbie in their role, but it hasn't been a problem traditionally in the past. It's been, 1 year, I think we had over 10, otherwise it's under 10. But this year is a big falling forward, so. Yeah, so take a gander at that and we'll have it on.
She wants to get it in
July.
writing, and so she's got a document.
You see it?
Yep, I got it to open and do a little finagling. Feel like a computer genius.
Okay.
All right.
Good with that? All right, your turn, Matt.
Got the document from WIT that just describes the number of college courses taken this year by Westwood students, grade point average and such. So our students are taking advantage of those opportunities. There was legislation this year for next year that if a student did fail a class, they'd have to repay that, but that was vetoed by our governor. So those 7 classes that would fail, if that happened next year, we would have got paid, but she vetoed that. So all in all, we do a pretty good job of vetting the students who are taking WIT classes, and students are successful. It's just some of the kids get caught up in the time management when they get busy with their activities and don't put the best effort forward, so. Mrs. Schramm's been in quite a bit, the new guidance counselor. She's gone through everybody's schedules, worked over the master schedule to balance out some classes, so she's off and running, doing a great job, and other than that, just summer stuff going on.
Just, of course, what's some abbreviations, I mean, each one of those.
Like psych, English,
Psychology, English.
yeah,
Is that history?
yeah.
HSC?
Music appreciation, English, sociology, art, philosophy, I think. Yeah, so-
Okay.
I know Cass was saying, we don't get, they don't let you guys see the grades as they're going, is that right?
We get midterm reports, like the guidance counselor does and I do, and then we meet with kids like, come on, you know, and that's that they're allegedly college capable,
Yes,
so,
I understand that.
you know, technically they should be handling this on their own, but.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, we've gotten a bigger push to go younger and younger with students, and we've done a good job of holding parents back until they're sophomores to get them at least started, because,
I guess I was just thinking, your hands are a little bit tied up.
Oh, yeah,
Those
yeah.
things were,
yeah, and if you see a grade, you know, a lot of times, you know how those college courses are. At midterm, everybody looks great, and then everything's piled up at the end of the semester, and that tanked quickly.
you didn't turn in this major project, and now you're not having a good grade?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean,
There's 25 of them that are something engineering, that's English.
English, yeah. So, you know, basically the courses that are the heaviest are students who are planning to go to four-year college, and they're getting those prereqs done while they're in high school, so they can, you know, get enrolled in other classes in their major right away when they get to college and things like that, so.
Come in sometimes as like a sophomore.
Right.
Okay.
Pay for, maybe save some money.
Okay. Any other questions for him? Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, man.
Mr. Mitchell's at the city meeting, and him and his crew has been busy this summer, as always. I think they're pouring concrete on the preschool playground, as I mentioned in one of my emails. That's a change we did, took out that tree, and we're gonna put in a sunshade there. And so didn't really realize how cheap those were, and then that tree just encroached on everything. And since we're pulling all that tile up to have a new surface there, just wanted to do it right. And so that came out, and pouring concrete in that spot. And then when they put the new system in, there'll be a full shade, like you see in big playgrounds, and that'll give them a little more cover in the future for the preschool. I think it's gonna look really nice. And then I had mentioned in the emails that I sent out about we're moving forward with a different shape for the regular playground. We got the owner out here, and it was just going so good of how we're going to do that we had to complete the L to go over to the existing equipment that we have. Just so it's done, we were able to make it not as long to the trees, to the ditch part, for that equipment. So we saved some feet there, but it's gonna be an additional cost, obviously, but we're gonna get all that done this summer. So that's a great thing, and then we'll move on with the second phase.
I see they dug up on this smaller equipment here, there's cement mix.
Yeah, that's where that tree was.
That's what they're.
Yeah, it broke all the concrete under the play equipment, so they had
I
to
see.
cut it out so they could put that turf down.
Oh. All right, sounds good.
Okay. You gonna?
I'm not gonna try and say.
Come on.
Really?
Billy's good.
Billy's
Billy's, we're good. We got our new buses in last Thursday. The guy from Tri-State Communications come over and put the radios right in. Same day we got them. Very impressed with them. They're both over at Pars now, doing the pre-use inspections on them. They're supposed to be done tomorrow. So we'll get them back over here and get the decals on them and good. I've reached out to all the current drivers that I've got. Most of them reached back out, introduced myself, invited them over to my office over the garage, meet and greet. Some of them stopped by, some are on vacation, summertime, everybody's busy. I've completed all my online course for my school bus endorsement. I went and took my drug test Friday, waiting for them to get that back. Then I go up and do a driver's assessment. After I do that, then I test out, and then I go to the DMV and get it added onto my license. So we're good.
Okay.
In stretch of that. The garage and shop, been in there every day on the weekends, getting it cleaned up. It's coming along very good. Should be able to start doing some service work and stuff in the near future. So that's a good thing. Haven, the new bus driver, he's come over, we've spoken. I walked him through the steps that he needs to take to get his school bus endorsement and everything on his license. He was supposed to be taking his permit test this week, probably tomorrow. I think they're open tomorrow, so it might be Monday. And then he's going to reach back out to me, and then I'm going to get set up with WIT for the next step. He's pretty excited about it. The hail damage Saturday, it didn't last very long, but it did some damage. The insurance adjuster flew in yesterday. He got here about 2. We spent 3 or 4 hours going through the vehicles here. We went over the bus garage, went through most of the buses there. This morning we started at 6 o'clock this morning. Went to Mike's, we had a couple vehicles in Mike's. 4 over at Pars. He got through with all of them. So we're just waiting for his report on.
They're gonna fix dents in them buses or just glass? Are they not gonna replace all that
You
steel?
didn't see a lot of dents in any of the
There's
buses.
not a lot of dents?
No.
Oh, it's just,
Heavier steel?
Most of the damage, he said, on the buses will be windshield, side glass,
okay.
and the trim and mirrors. And there wasn't none obvious. The one with the garage anyway, I'm not sure what he found at Par, because I've been inside talking to Par about the other buses, how he was doing that.
Sure glad we've been able to have him in June to get a lot of the things through. He's gonna be gone a little bit next week and the following week for his daughter's wedding, and so I think he's got a lot accomplished, and to stop over at the bus barn, and looks practically new, so. Can't be more pleased at this time of June that we're making him.
Thank you.
Thank you, Billy.
Mr. Lott.
All right, we got a couple thank yous in there for you to take a look at if you haven't already. Girls wrestling, still kind of sitting at that 3-3. Three of those being 8th graders that we're looking at, and then of course what you heard about the 8th graders moving up. Those emergency rules came out today. Didn't really tell us anything that we didn't already know. Or speculated, and they'll go through community comment, and then on August 11th, I think, is when the state board will approve those emergency rules for the coming school year for 8th graders. Basically, leaving most of it up to the schools, and of course, I'm hoping in a couple weeks that the conference superintendents are going to be able to get together after talking to their APs and do a little discussion on that, because everybody's kind of in a different boat, but we're all got the same emergency orders, and how are we going to do that?
What's that about emergency?
Well, 8th graders being in high school sports.
Why do they call that an emergency thing?
Emergency rules, because they put the rules in and they haven't voted them in. They're just kind of temporary. They can change.
Okay. So on the, are you, going past the girls wrestling?
I tied it into girls wrestling.
Well, are we still gonna wrestle with other here, or do we have enough for a team to start here then? Somebody was asking me that.
Yeah, as of right now, it really appears to Cass, Matt, and I that we need to continue in our partnership.
Okay, somebody asked.
With the Wolves. We're just
Okay.
a lot of question marks on how many girls would actually be there.
How many means be as far have our own team, or what's
Right.
that's the question. How many does it take? Or just whatever?
How many weights are there, Todd?
14.
14 weights, so.
Oh, so you have to have 14 girls out in order to make a team, really?
If we're in fit weight
I mean,
Okay.
like, here's some of the, like, just issues, like, so say you even got 6 or 7 kids, to be able to have a decent practice with them,
You don't have
if you're you got one that weighs 100 pounds, and one that weighs 150, they can't practice together. Then the more I'm prejudiced because I've been part of the going down there and being with them in practice and stuff, and I think it's a really good deal to continue. I know that it's a pain to have to be like at our school and you have to travel down there for practice and back. I mean, it's half hour down and half hour back and stuff, but to be able to.
Well, if it isn't there, it isn't there.
To be able to have the numbers for practice, and they've got facility, they've invested in making a facility so like where we're gonna practice, we're gonna practice same place as the guys at the same time the guys, we're gonna practice with, we got a practice facility, we got the room, we got the space, we've been successful, which is kind of nice too.
Okay.
To be successful with stuff, so it'd be great to.
And some of the underlying other things of when practice starts, that's something we're working on in-house to match up with the team, so.
Get the kids down there earlier so they're not later,
Yeah.
on the back.
Yeah, it'd be great to be able to be there by 4:45 instead of 1 again.
Yeah.
All those things, Tim Chestnut has done a really good job of working with us and being.
No, Ellie's the one that asked me if we can have our own team. I said, I don't know nothing about it.
Tax rate, what we sent into the DOM, Department of Management, was 1113,601, and it came back and as 1113,592. And as I always say, it's going to be a cent or less. And this time, it wasn't even a cent. It was that close, and that's unusual. kind of what tradition has been. So, but that's good. I mean, they're, for whatever reason, that's what we set, and that's what it's gonna be, 11/13. In April, we put on the table a contract with CMDA, with our front, to do a little more talking and discuss. Next week, I'm gonna talk to another company, it goes by the initials FES. They're working on FEMA grants for tornado safe rooms, and which you can tie that into what you're doing in your building. And so I've got a appointment. They're coming out, and part of it's in person, part of it's on Zoom. And next Wednesday, so I'm gonna learn more about this to see if this is something that can tie in and help us. Anytime that you're able to get a tornado safe room in your school, that's a big deal. FEMA paying for quite a large part of whatever you're constructing, and so I will learn more about that and get that out to you.
We'll make that entrance, the whole entrance, a tornado shelter. You got it.
You know, that's a definite possibility of what they can look at, but I'll know more, and I'll get that out to you. I've got the link for the current open positions for you. We're doing really good on that realm. We've got some people that we're hoping we're gonna approve here in July for some of those spots. We still need CNA paras and more paras. And study hall.
Bus driver.
Music and band.
Bus drivers wouldn't hurt. Yeah. Okay. So I'm ready for action items. If you are.
Sounds good to me.
Consideration of personal contracts.
I only have resignations. I was hoping that we'd have one of those hiring available for this board meeting, but we don't. So just the resignations. We have Bella Hanks as a paraprofessional and Don Jorgensen as the full-time substitute.
I would make a motion to approve the resignations as listed.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the resignations of Bella Hanks as paraprofessional and Don Jorgensen as full-time substitute. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Okay, I hit the wrong button. 2 on the fundraisers for you. Student council and quiz bowl. And just a couple neat different things that, yeah, they're fundraisers, but they might enhance our programs. I don't think there's anything wrong there.
What does that charge, the attendance?
Homecoming.
So like to coronation, like $1,
Okay.
and to come to coronation on Sunday night. A lot of schools are doing that now.
An entry fee, I mean.
Yeah, like a gate. And like $1 for a person and $2 for a family.
What if my family only has 2?
You can figure that out.
Can I use my school pass?
And trivia night was,
So it's to raise money for the student council and raise money for the quiz bowl.
Correct.
As long as people don't complain about paying $1 to see their own kids play in attendance, I guess. But I'll make a motion to approve fundraisers. Fred?
I'll second that one.
And we have a motion and a second to approve the fundraisers as listed. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Consideration of the renewal of insurance policy.
That's the one we just, this one?
Yep, that's the one, and I think the big question is moving the linebacker to 10,000 and adding 5 million on the additional premium. I think the 5 million is actually probably a no-brainer, just to be careful. The linebacker, yeah, I can see it. I mean, if you're gonna get $4,300 of savings and say we would have, you said 8 years ago, so over the course of the last 7 years, if we could have raised the deductible, that would be 28,000. So if and when, I should say when, because you're always gonna use insurance in some way or shape or form, but if there's a lawsuit or something's brought up, you've got that money saved up to cover.
I was gonna say, yeah, what would we do for that, the diabetes at a school district, like, I don't know, if they sue us as a school board.
What,
Within, we just get $10,000 deductible, so is Jeff coming up with that out of Burke Construction, that 10,000 or whoever it's the
no.
the school pays for that, and then,
Yep. That the school would just, what they do in that situation is they hire an attorney for you. Probably the attorney out of Council Bluffs. Sometimes it might be Sioux City. I'm not sure what they would do
yeah,
up here. But then basically when it's said and done, if that costs you $30,000, you pay 10 and they pay 20. You know, just throwing out numbers there. I don't know if
Yeah, the
that's even reasonable. But
them darn lawyers are so expensive and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That,
$1 million don't go very far
I
anymore.
was gonna say, yeah, that $10,000 be used up in three phone calls.
When you asked at the beginning, we saved on the work comp, got back 20,000, and then our insurance went up 25,000. Well, that's because we added the new construction. Enter that, I guess. And 2 buses, some new vehicles, so all adds up.
So do,
all adds up.
do we need to make a motion then to up the, if we want to up the deductible and add to the, we need to make that as a motion?
In your motion, approve the insurance proposal, increasing our linebacker to 10,000 and adding 5 million of excess liability. You just
Yeah.
take it off of that sheet, the premium summary sheet. Second to last, I believe.
Yeah, but I. That seems to make sense to me. I don't know how you guys feel. I'd like it to all be cheaper, but it's not going to be. Yeah, it's like insurance is, you gotta have it,
Gotta have it.
and you gotta hope you don't use it.
Right.
It's just a bet. It's just a bet, between
Yeah.
them and you. Just a bet.
It is.
That's what it is. You're gonna
And,
be,
and
you're gonna
they're,
pay, yeah.
and they're like the house at the casino, they're always gonna win.
Exactly right. They're betting you're gonna need it.
It's like that with those other schools have big payouts, so that's gonna cost us more because they had payout than the
Or
schools.
that deal we got into a year ago. That's the way it works.
So I am going to make a motion that we approve the insurance with the exceptions of adding or changing the linebacker deductible to $10,000 and add an additional $5 million of excess liability coverage to bring our total to the 20 million.
I'll second that as read.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the insurance proposal. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Okay, we have consideration of the teacher mentoring plan and handbook. The link in there for you, our reading and math consultant, Teresa and Michelle, put this together. They did our mentoring and induction this last year. They revised it, what seems to work for how they're doing it with multiple schools. They have everything in here and it's done very well as everything they do. They're asking each school board approve this, so.
Who put this together? Teresa Shook and
Teresa Murray and Michelle Helt.
Okay.
They're our reading and math consultants.
I'll make a motion to, let's see what's. Mentoring, teachers mentoring and induction plan. Induction plan. As read.
Second.
I got a motion and a second on the consideration to approve the teacher mentoring plan handbook. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
All right, next we have our yearly approving the return to learn plan. I did make some changes to this because we have to approve it every year and it was kind of pretty much the same. And basically the introduction changed a little bit, but all the other details are exactly what we said before with how current legislation and everything is going. So need approval of that.
Yeah, you would take it, so I move that I'd like to make a motion to approve the return to learn plan as posted in the, right,
I'll second that motion.
Got a motion and a second to approve the return to learn plan. All in favor?
aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
For the annual review of board policies, I took all those policies that we have to do every year and we do them at different months and I put them all together and we're doing them all in June. And hopefully every year we do the same approval unless they add more to the list. But they're all policies that we have, no changes in them. It's just our annual, we've looked at them and
I'll make a motion to approve the policies as listed and as read. Do I need to read each one of those? No. Okay.
I'll second them all.
We got a motion and a second to approve the policies listed. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Okay, so now we have a first reading of board policies. These have all been changed. Something in the law has changed and it may be very minute. In fact, in a couple of them, I cannot find where the change was, but they're in. Two new policies. This is accordance with good practice in the law. The 705.05 federal awards compliance and 706.04 is time and effort reporting. Those are brand new policies and they are very exciting to read and don't affect us too much. So just exactly how IASB brought those policies to us in any of the changes are with the IASB attorneys.
I'll make a motion to accept ISB board policy manual policies as read.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the board policies. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
I will make a motion that we adjourn this meeting at 8:15.
I'll second that one.
Got a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting at 8:15. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Meeting adjourned.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you, guys.
Good to be